And good afternoon, softball fans, and welcome out to the Eagles Nest here on the campus of Holy Savior Menard, where it is hard to believe, but it is regular season finale time here at the Nest. Baseball ended the night before, and now softball, which is the strangest thing that I've seen in years that I've been doing this. Softball ends after baseball does, actually, which is quite odd to say the least. But excited to be here with you. The girls are getting finished up and getting their prayer. We're just a few minutes away. A little bit early out here tonight. The umpires are not even here, but both these teams are finished warming up. They've got a couple of pitchers who Sacred Heart off to the side getting loose, so we'll see what they do. They told us they would bring a lineup out here to us, so hopefully we can do that. But good afternoon, folks, and welcome out here. 446 Sports brings you our game of the week. Sacred Heart Lady Trojans and the Holy Savior Menard Lady Eagles, number 5 and number 6 in their division, and certainly something you could see as a potential playoff matchup. Oh yeah, brackets come out tomorrow, and we'll get this thing going. Lady Eagles break there, and we'll get ready to get starting lineups and all that. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups for your Menard Lady Eagles. This is the east side in the circle. Starting lineups, leading off Sawyer Shelton, center fielder. She's been there all year. Belle Drago will bat second. Emma Davis hits third today, where she's been most of the year. Sophie Giordano, the super senior, lines up there ready to go to work, batting in the cleanup spot. She'll play shortstop, but we'll get to that momentarily. Kenzie Lyles, a hard-hitting 8th grader, finds her way over to third base. Again, Addie Wright, who's been solid all year at first base, will bat 6th in the lineup, batting 7th behind the dish. Kate Parati, number 1. Mika Keogh out in right field. She will bat 8th, and batting 9th as the designated player, Parker Banyan, and she wears number 3. Kaylee Methvin will be in the circle and will not hit today, and that's a look at how they were bat. How do they line up when they're out there defensively? Let's take a look at it. From our friends at East Side in the circle, Drago, Shelton, and Keogh, which we're used to, Lyles, Giordano, Davis, and Wright. And the battery tonight, as it's been most of the season, has been Kate Parati behind the dish and Kaylee Methvin, the junior right-hander, in the circle for Coach Turney in that group. Again, Belle Drago in left, Sawyer Shelton in center field, Mika Keogh in right field. At third base, Kenzie Lyles. Shortstop, Sophie Giordano. Emma Davis is at second base, and Addie Wright is over at first base. Kate Parati behind the dish, and Kaylee Methvin there. That is a look at your East Side in the circle starting lineup for your Lady Eagles. Hope to have one over here from the Sacred Heart folks. Look like they've settled on a pitcher over there now. Delighted to be out here with you. Hard to believe that this is the grand finale of it for the season. For the regular season now, the Lady Eagles sit at 6th right now and finish anywhere between 5th and 8th probably in this, or 5th and 7th maybe. I didn't think that they would drop anything below 7th in this one, should this thing come out for the Lady Trojans. But just .4427 separates the two of them, and that was when we looked, I don't know, an hour or so ago, but those things are updating as teams play earlier, and that's why you'll have to watch this thing all evening long and keep up with scores, and it's not over until the last one is in the books. They'll go through a little session where they look at everything tonight and any challenges or appeals or anything like that, and then they'll get this thing set up. You see on your screen across the way, Sacred Heart of Ville Platte making their way over. Had a lot of response from those folks down in Ville Platte. Said they were able to watch that game with Sacred Heart and Menard in baseball maybe a couple of weeks ago, I guess is what it was. No, it was last week, wasn't it? Yeah, it certainly was last week, and want to know if we'd be streaming this one. Absolutely. This one, they had circled on this, and glad that the weather is what it is. We had a season full of chaos when it came to weather, but certainly excited to be here with you. I am Doug Gann, 446 Sports. Keep an eye out tomorrow evening where we will air our very first ever bracket analysis show bracket preview show, bracket reveal, whatever you want to call it. We call it the Dash for Frash. Frash Park is where this thing will wrap up on May 2nd and 3rd. Used to call it the Fast Pitch 56. I'm not sure what they call it, but we call it the Dash for Frash as all of these teams are making their way out. The Lady Eagles should have a bye and have a home first or second round playoff game, as will Sacred Heart, no matter how the outcome of this is. But softball's not like baseball, which dropped their brackets out today. They actually finished their season the day before softball did, which I don't know if that's ever happened before. But softball will still finish a couple of weeks ahead of baseball because baseball's complete 3-game series with everything they do all the way up to the championship now in Division 1 through 4. B and C are still 1-game series. So Divisions 1 through 4, select and non-select in baseball only, will be the best 2 out of 3, and they'll get those things going. I know baseball is off to the playoffs. Alexandria is off to the playoffs. Pineville is there. Grace is there. Glenmore is there. Okay, I think all of the teams around here made this. So it was a great year for baseball and softball in Central Louisiana. But a couple of big marquee matchups before we get things finished off. Buckeye is playing Opelousas Catholic, and that is on one of our stations as well. Grant is hosting the Trojans of Alexandria. That's on one of our stations. And we here, of course, are with the Lady Eagles and the Lady Trojans. And, again, if you're new to the channel and you're watching it on Facebook, make sure you hit that follow. Most of the folks, we direct them over to YouTube because it's just a much better signal. Hit that subscribe button or like or leave us a comment of where you're at, and that way we can know. If we do something that you like tonight, we'd appreciate you. Leave a little comment telling us that you liked it, and if we do something you don't like, just don't tell us about it. It's all right. Now, it's going to be a fun night. Got a lot of excitement built around this. The Lady Trojans of Sacred Heart come in just as hot as anybody. They're number 5 for a reason in here, playing one of those tough districts. But, man, this is the one that you circle. You knew at the end of the season it would have some playoff implications. You had no idea it would be 5 versus 6 and for direct seeding on this one. But, yeah, they'll Sacred Heart at 5. Menard at 6. Winner of this will stay on top of the other. Wouldn't meet until it got a little bit later on, but this is the kind of matchup that you want. This is playoff caliber softball at its finest, and so delighted to bring it to you here. We're going to turn things over to our public address announcer and get this thing started here momentarily with the starting lineups, the prayer, the national anthem, and first pitch just around the corner, slated for 5:30. We'll see if we make it to that one. Don't go anywhere. Public address announcer will get things going for us right after this.
Firehouse Subs just partnered with Hot Ones to create 2 new hook and ladder subs.
One with pickles marinated in Last Dab Reaper sauce to test yourself.
And a milder one with crispy garlic chips if tests aren't really your thing.
Find out how hot you like it for a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Between Lady Trojans and our Lady Eagles. Starting. Number 5, Brianna. Amelia Mott. 77, Audrey Guillory. Harbaugh. Number 7, Adrian Beaton. Emily. Now leading off. Number 18, Sawyer. Nice. Annabelle Drake. The 3 goal. Patty Wright. Friday. Number 34. Number 3, Parker, now Benny. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Father in heaven, we ask a blessing on the game that we're about to play. Give each one of us the courage to play this game in a manner that's pleasing to you. Let us enter into this competition in a spirit of sportsmanship and with respect for the members of the opposing team. We ask you, Father, to bless each one of us, especially the coaches, officials, parents, and players. Keep us under the protection of your Son, Jesus Christ, and help us to be aware of his presence with us now and forever. In the Father, and the Son, and the
And we're back and ready to get things started on here. You see the Lady Eagles starting to make their way out. They'll come get loosened up here. Let's pull that down just a little bit until we get going. Still awaiting that lineup from Sacred Heart. We don't have it, so we'll follow along. Unfortunately, last names only. We'll try to pull up Game Changer and get that and know if Coach is going to run that out to us or not. Told us he'd run it out here. We'll see if it makes it out. I don't think that it not coming this way, so we'll go last names only as we find them in Game Changer, and we apologize for that for our friends down in Ville Platte. We'll look at our outfield there, and we'll get our normal wave from the camera, and all is well. We can get things started now. We'll try to listen in to what, let's make it all the way. Okay, there you go. And there's Mika. So now we've made it around the entire outfield. We're ready to go. Defensively, Bill Drago, Sawyer Shelton, Mika Keogh, Kenzie Lyles, Sophie Giordano, Emma Davis, Addie Wright, and, of course, the battery tonight. You see it. Kate Parati and Kaylee Methvin, and they'll get the music stopped, and we'll get underway here. Kaylee Methvin will rock back and deliver this first pitch, and it comes as a strike at 5:32. And we're underway. That one lifted high, but fouling down the line and out of play over there by the tennis courts, and that is going to be strike two. Nothing in two quickly to the leadoff hitter for Sacred Heart. Methvin rocks back and grounds this one over near the dugout. And we'll be back and do the 0-2 once again. So glad that you're able to be here with us. I'm going to try to get on the Game Changer and see if we can figure out who they are. That one misses just inside. That one up and out of the zone, 2 balls and 2 strikes. We play here in the top of the first, just underway. This is Droddy that is hitting for Sacred Heart. The Lady Trojans come into this ranked number 5 and have just been solid. I think 20-7 is the record that I saw, maybe. Methvin rocks back, delivers this one, swung on and missed, and down on strikes. And they'll work it around the infield, 1 down. Methvin will tell you, she went over 500 strikeouts in her career this season. She is just okay with getting that, throwing to contact. She's okay with that. She doesn't have to have the strikeouts. This is Vidrine that strides in. That one lifted foul and over and out of play. Methvin doing a great job of getting ahead of the first 2 hitters here in this one. Vidrine down 0-1 as we start things off. Droddy the first out of the inning by strikeout. Methvin rocks back and delivers this one up and out of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Things just kind of quiet right now, settling in. Big swing and a miss right there. And that's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kaylee likes to throw that changeup here. We'll see what she comes with. Of course, no longer pitching coach duties and haven't had them for 20 years. So, yeah, who knows. Methvin rocks back and fires this one. That one is lifted high and back out of play over behind that area where the first base bleachers are set up in grandstands where the Sacred Heart folks are settling in. Still making their way in. Folks getting off work and coming over here for this 5:30 start. We're slated for 5:30, 5:32, and we'll take that. Methvin rocks back. That one lifted into the air and fouled out again behind. So trouble catching up with that fastball. That's why I don't think you really mess around with the changeup here. You don't want to speed the bat up of Vidrine. Well, the Sacred Heart team came into town and beat the Baseball Warriors the other night. Their baseball, that one fouled straight back. Beat the Baseball Eagles 6-0 in a game that was just right up the hill. we were able to carry that for you here on 446 Sports the way we have this one. We do a little over 300 games a year. Starting to move out statewide, too. So if you've got some interest, you can email us at info at 446sports.com. Methvin will do her third straight 1-ball, 2-strike offering. Rocks back. Thought it was a strike, but right away the official was like, no, that's not one of them. So make your call and stand by it, and he did just that. Methvin settles in, rocks back, delivers. Swung on and missed. That's going to be dropped, and they'll have to go the way to first, and they do. So that is a strikeout with a drop, third strike. And score the out, 2-3 on the putout. So Drawdy and Vidrine, 2 up and 2 down. Starting in for Sacred Heart, we'll have in just a second for you as they update that. Again, we apologize for not having that roster. That one down the side and going to be out of play. This is Ardoin. A-R-D-O-I-N, Ardoin. Ardoin. Look, folks back in Ville Platte, you bear with me. You have to. We're glad to have everything set up for you, able to send it back to you. We will struggle with a name now and again, but we'll try to keep the rest of it in line for you. That one down the line, and it's going to drop foul just down the line. Drago over to pick it up and has it, but it's... Well, that one was slapped pretty hard, but nothing in 2. And Methvin looking at a quick inning if she can get this one in here. Ardoin down, nothing in 2 here right away. Kaylee with 2 strikeouts in the inning. Methvin nothing in 1. Swung on and missed, and down on strikes they go, nothing in 2. And you'll see the Lady Eagles make their way off. No runs, no hits, no errors. Due up for the Lady Eagles, it is Shelton, Drago, and Davis when we come back.
Central Louisiana. This is your home for live sports action. From the field to the court, 446 Sports delivers the games you love with expert commentary and passionate coverage. Cheer for your favorite athletes and relive the moments that define our community spirit. Our sponsors keep us in the game. Together, we bring you the best in local sports coverage. Join the 446 Sports family today. Watch, cheer, celebrate. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. 446 Sports, where Central Louisiana comes to play.
So your Shelton set to lead things off for your Lady Eagles. Been as hot as anybody. She is just has been such a solid leadoff hitter for Coach Turney in this group here. Bottom of the first we go, no score. Nothing across for Sacred Heart. We'll see what the Lady Eagles are able to get going. Their last couple of games they had 11 in the first on Saturday and had 8 in the first yesterday. Certainly don't expect that to happen, but you would like to see them go out and get a couple right here. That one is poked over here where we're at. It's going to stay up in the air and be caught. And 1 pitch, 1 out. Infield had Shelton played in a lot. This is Belle Drago, the left fielder. Quickly 1 up, 1 down here. That's a little bit of what you expect in this one. Runs are going to be at a premium, and you're going to have to fight for every one that you get. Good looking pitch in there taken for strike 1. Bell Drago waits for this one. It's in there, and there's a ground ball. Going to be the first base hit. It's out here. Gets past the third baseman, and Drago is going to be on. With the base hit. This is Vidrine that is in the circle for Sacred Heart. Vidrine is there. We'll see if Bell gets things going here. Emma Davis, the Lady Eagles second baseman, strides in, rocks back and fires as Vidrine, and that one is up and out of the zone for ball one. Shelton retired on the first pitch. She swung a couple of pitches in. Drago's got a base hit, and she's on first. Davis watches that one go low, and that one gets to the backstop, but not enough to be able to let Bell advance to second. And she was not often going on that one, but 2 balls, no strikes here. Lady Eagles trying to get something going in this one, bottom of the first. Vidrine rocks back and fires this one. That misses low, ball 3, and a snap throw back down. Not far enough as it actually comes right in front of the right fielder, so it would have been more trouble than it would have been anything else. 3-0 count here. Pitch right down Main Street, and that is strike one. 3 balls and a strike here to Emma Davis. Emma's got power to get out of here, as most of the lineup does. We've seen home runs from top to bottom, save for a couple of them. Vidrine rocks back, delivers this one down low, and you got runners at first and second base following that walk. Sophie Giordano comes up and changed her walk-up song. It ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. So look, she's excited, having fun this senior year. That bounce is low. We're gonna have a play over at third. Drago, a good job getting in there, and Emma will come right in behind her. So that moves the runners up 60 feet on ball one. Giordano with first base open, a base hit now would score a couple. You've got some speedy runners that are out there. They're going to check the runner, go across the diamond, and that is just a splendid, splendid play out there at third base. She did a great job of checking the runner that was just right beside her, was able to throw over and get Sophie, who was making her way down, and that's quickly 2 outs now in this one. Runners at second and third, though. Kenzie Lyles comes up. Kenzie Lyles leads the team in home runs. Takes that one up and out of the zone, ball one. A lot of softball going on tonight, and we're glad we're able to bring you 3 of those games. Swung through that one and missed, and 1 ball and 1 strike here. Coach Turney trying to get that offense up and going here. You hate to leave base runners early on in a game. If you get an opportunity to set the tone with a couple in a game where you know that runs are going to be so sparsely scored, you want to go ahead and try to take advantage, especially when you got runners at second, third with less than 2 outs. Down to their 3rd out here, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vidrine rocks back and fires, rolls that one down low. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Vidrine trying to dig down deep here and get out of this. That one swung on and missed and down on strikes, and she does just that. Good piece of work for Sacred Heart there. And they strand runners at second and third. We'll be back up for the top of the second when we come back.
Check out some of our recent work at the Panthers Stadium. In addition to custom signs and banners, we also handle custom trophies, custom awards, custom vehicle wraps, and more. Give us a call. We handle projects large and small.
Back to live action we go. Sacred Heart will come to the plate. And we'll hang on as long as our game changer does, trying to get you who's up to bat in this one. That one lifted out to right field. Keogh's got it, and that's the first base hit of the game for Sacred Heart. Getting settled in, but I know this is the third baseman. That one's foul and out of play. And that'll be strike one. Fontenot that had the base hit. This is Guillory that is out there at the plate. Fontenot had that base hit. Hits are even at one apiece. There you get a good look at Guillory. Methvin rocks back, delivers this one up and out of the zone, and it's a ball and a strike. Big chance there in the first, but unable to get it wrong. You had runners at second, third. That one up and out of the zone as well. 2 balls and 1 strike. Sun's starting to make its way down, just about 20 minutes into this game, and we're grateful for that and grateful for you to be along here with us. Methvin looks in at Guillory, rocks back, delivers this one. That changeup is in there for the strike. And even things up. And I think that may be just the first or second changeup that we have seen from Kaylee. Methvin rocks back, fires this one right down the pipe, and down on strike she goes, and they'll work it around. Good looking pitch there, and that is the first out of this top of the second inning. So Guillory down on strikes. That's 3 strikeouts now for Methvin. Ball inside, misses low as well, and this is Brignac. B-R-I-G-N-A-C. Methvin's been pretty solid. Had the 1 base hit that she gave up there. Methvin misses that one just a little bit low. That one a hard ground shot. Backhand is made. They'll get the out at second base, and that was just good work by Emma Davis and Sophie to go up and get that one. Wow, what a play that was. You hear that Menard crowd letting her know about it. Good work, Emma Davis. And that is 2 down. That's the kind of defense that Coach Turney has been able to lean on a little bit here down the line. Good looking pitch, upper half of the zone in there for strike 1. And this is Vayan. Two down here, nothing in 1 to count. Methvin will rock back and fire this one. Snap throw from Parati, but nothing doing. Well, this has been such a well-played rivalry between these two teams, where it goes football, baseball, basketball, softball, whatever it is. Two class organizations. The folks in Ville Platte always come in ready to go to work and to play, and you like to see that, and they do it the right way, as do both of these teams. Methvin set to go here. The 1-2 offering, 2 down, top of the second. Rocks back, change up, lifted high. And that's going to bounce around by the clubhouse over there. And we'll replay the 1-ball, 2-strike count. Katie looks at that wristband. I got to think she's coming fastball anyway. Up and out of the zone at Rise, trying to get Veillon to chase something there. Didn't do it. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 down. We knew this was going to be a pitcher's duel. Sacred Heart, Menard, neither one allowing a lot of runs. That one lifted high and going to be gathered in. Davis, a little bit easier play there. And that will take care of it. But great leather being flashed out there on the field. We'll be back right after this. Bottom of the second, we're still scoreless.
Firehouse Subs just partnered with Hot Ones to create 2 new hook and ladder subs.
One with pickles marinated in last dab Reaper sauce to test yourself.
And a milder one with crispy garlic chips if tests aren't really your thing.
Find out how hot you like it for a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
We're back here. First baseman Addie Wright will stand in, ready to go to work. Addie Wright's been hot, as have the bulk of these Lady Eagles. But it's a little bit of a playoff atmosphere out here tonight, as you would expect it would be between these two. This is as good of a tune-up as you're going to find with somebody that's somebody that there's an opportunity to face a couple of weeks from now. Padrine, our second inning work, and that one is lined out here right in front of us, off near that row of dads. So still a good 3 feet, a good 10 feet foul. What was I thinking? Long strike, nothing in 1. Vidrine's done a good job of getting ahead of these hitters here. Addie a little bit behind that one. That one misses low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Swung on, fouled straight back, and well, that lets you know that Addie's right on it. One ball and 2 strikes, though, and Padrine can throw just about whatever she wants to here. It's a good pitcher's count. Rocks back and fires this one. That's an off-speed pitch, and it's down there for the strikeout, and Sacred Heart will throw it around. Walked into the ballpark with a big giant boom box, and we're playing Gangnam Style, and I was like, man, that's just, they're loving being out here. There's no doubt about that. That one lifted foul. Parker strides in. I believe. No, that's not. That's one lifted. Kate Perotti stands in. Ponytails make it difficult for us out here. It covers up the number and didn't hear the announcer. And of course, our roster was somewhere blown away. That one up and out of the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 down here, bottom of the second we play. Kate Perotti, the catcher for this Lady Eagles team. Right up the middle is going to bounce off the glove. And a little flip toss over there and safe. Not in time. Perotti hustling down, and she's going to be on. But what a play there in the circle. Just to get it in the only place she had. Knew she couldn't switch it over, but had to glove it across and couldn't do it. And that's going to bring up a courtesy runner here for the catcher, and that's Amelie Lyons. Lyons, one of the 2 seniors on here that got recognized last night. And she does a great job of getting down the bases. So runner at first there. Mika Keogh will step in. Vadrine rocks back. She's had base runners both times. That one fouled across, and oh boy, the camera just finds you every time. We'll let it go. That was a hard shot. They won't turn around to us unless they field it. If they field one cleanly over there, they'll turn around and give us a little look. But if not, no go. Theo watches that one, and quickly she's behind 0-2. I'm telling you, that fastball of Vadrine, though, gets in on you in a hurry if you're a batter. When lifted high and foul and out of play, it's going to go back behind that first base. You've seen the bulk of the foul balls have gone back that way. Good indicator. These fastballs that Vadrine and Methvin are throwing are pretty solid. 0-2 offering once again. Watch for that little changeup she likes. There it is. Stayed back on that one and ripped it foul, and down the line it goes. Do the 0-2 offering once again. Good at bat for Keogh. She's hanging in there. Keogh, the right fielder. We've seen her pitch a little bit as well. Does a great job when she's called upon. That changeup taken ball 1 up and out of the zone. They'll try this again now. Vadrine rocks back, delivers this one, swung on and missed, and down on strikes goes Keogh. And that will bring Parker Nalbanian to the plate with 2 out. So another runner on base with less than 2 outs. And now you're having to put something together to get it up to the top of the order and back to Shelton. This represents the 9th spot in the lineup. She is the designated player. She's hitting for Methvin today. That one drops low and misses ball 1. Menard's been able to get a couple of runners on in the first and 1 here in the second, but really, Vadrine just shuts the door right after that. That one a high ball. You heard it. Misses 2 balls and no strikes. If you can get on base here, if you're Nalbanian, you get back up to Sawyer Shelton. You just never know what she's got going. 2 balls, no strikes. Vadrine rocks back and fires this one up and out of the zone. 3 balls and no strikes. No doubt she'll be taken on this pitch. Madrine rocks back, fires that one right down the middle. Good looking pitch. Strike number one, 3 balls and a strike. Still would want something to be the exact pitch you want. You don't want to go chasing anything here. 3-1 offering. She looked like she was taking there. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now she'll have to choke up and get a little two-strike approach here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Expect Lions to be off and going on this one. Madrine rocks back, trying to come all the way back. That one is lifted out towards second, and it's going to drop. Coming all the way around to third base. And hustling in, and what an at-bat right there to stay alive. And that does get it back up there for Sawyer Shelton. That's a tough drop there. Had to go a long way to get it, but think that's one that she wishes she probably had back. And Sawyer now will stride in there with runners at second and third. An opportunity here. Kind of weakly flew out back in the first. Looking to atone for that here. Playing her about average depth. That one is just lifted again. Second base is going to have this one, and that will do it for the Lady Eagles here. Unable to scratch across. They leave 2 more. That's 4 left on base. We go to the top of the third. We're scoreless when we come back.
Cataract surgery in Central Louisiana. Insist on Wallace Eye Associates, where leading eye surgeon Dr. Thomas Stuckey and our team of doctors continue to set the standard in cataract care in Louisiana. If you're over age 60 and just aren't seeing as well as you used to, let our cataract team restore your vision and renew your life.
We're back here in the top of the third. Again, no score in this one as we move to the third inning. 1 base runner left on base for Sacred Heart, 4 for the Lady Eagles. But I attribute that to that pitching of Madrine. She's been solid. That one lifted, and it's going to be caught by Methvin there in the circle. So 1 down here on that soft liner back to that one hammered out to Shelton, and she's going to come up with that one. Big time work by Sawyer Shelton, diving out in center field to grab that one. Good looking catch. One of those highlight reels we told you about from Sawyer Shelton. Nothing in one here, 2 down in this one. That one lifted high. So he had one catch that went back to Meth, and that was a soft liner, and then that big diving catch there. That one up and out of the zone. Nothing air. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 down. Good looking inning for the Lady Eagles here in this one, trying to put it away in the third and come up and swing the bats. That one in there, strike 3, and down they go. Good inning for the Lady Eagles. And they will have Drago, Davis, and Giordano when we come back. Back to the Eagles Nest we go. Doug Gann with 446 Sports bringing you the action here. Sacred Heart and the Menard Lady Eagles, and we knew that it was going to be this type of a game. Bell Drago will lead things off. Boy, you go back to that big diving catch that Shelton had. Boy, that was a nice one. Lady Eagles will see if they're able to get something going here as we move to the bottom of the third. Rolling through this one, Drago set to face Vidrine. Check swing on that one, and it goes up and out of the zone, ball 1. Nothing in there. 1 ball, no strike. That one coming right back in front of us. That's going to go over the head. Chase it down here, but not in time, and that's going to send Drago in for a stand-up double. Well, that hit just directly in front of us. And that's what you want to start things off, the leadoff, and Emma Davis step in. Drain rocks back, delivers this one. It misses low. Again, 5th runner on for the Lady Eagles. Have yet to come across with one. Squaring around and laying that one down. That's just a beautiful. But have to hurry at first. Not going to be there, and there's going to be the run that comes around to score. And that is putting things in action. Great work over there, Emma Davis. And that's the first run on the Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. Sophie Giordano now will stride into the plate. And they're going to go out there, and it looks like we're going to come in and have a conversation early in this one. Getting away from the mound and getting everybody into this one. And that's not more working on your pitcher. It's just saying, hey, we got to keep it right here, no doubt about it. Early timeout. Boy, you hear the Fryer going in the back. Great atmosphere out at the ballpark. So they've got, it looks like, some practice going on out on the baseball field out there. Where'd they go? There they are. A little bit of practice with some younger players. Young, maybe some travel ball or some coach pitch or some something, but there's some softball going on out there. 1-0. Sophie Giordano will stride in. You see her there. And you want to see them continue to hit the ball hard. That is 1-0. Lady Eagles lead this. Hard hit by Drago, and then a perfect bunt by Emma. That one bounces around, and it's going to get Davis to second. Perhaps third. She is going to go. It's going to be a play sliding in, but not in time. And just good work by Emma Davis. And she now 60 feet away. Now you don't need much from Sophie, just have to put it in play somewhere. Infield coming in, trying to cut that run off at home. Sophie takes that one up high and out of the zone, and they might be better off. Well, you can't really put her on because you got Lyles right behind her. That's just a tough call no matter what you're doing. Get a look at that infield making their way in some. 2 balls, no strikes to Giordano. She hammers that one right down in front of us. That ball is going to get down. 1 run comes around to score easily. And Sophie Giordano at second base making things happen. Very excited Sophie out there. And Kenzie Lyles now strides in. Sophie pulled that one down the line, and boy, that was good piece of hitting. Kenzie out in front of that one. It rolls it foul. That one is strike 1. Sophie will be careful on something to this side of it. On the far side, she'll be off and moving. She's poised and ready to go. Shot into Lyles is fouled back again and out and over the plate. Was way behind that changeup. And quickly, a couple of runs across for the Lady Eagles here in the bottom of the 3rd. We talked about the runners they had left on base. They've scored both that have been on there, and we'll see what happens with Giordano, who is at second now after that RBI. Rocks back and fires his mid-range. That one is to short. Gonna bounce across. Sophie's gonna try her luck, and she gets in there at third, and it's not luck. It's nothing but a G thing. Sophie Giordano advancing over to third base. Now 2 outs. Got a runner just 60 feet away. One down here. Following a couple of Sacred Heart errors in this game. And this is Addie Wright that swings from the left side. Addie right over the head, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Another one. Addie Wright continues to do work. It's just a big inning for the Lady Eagles here. In this one, another run across the board. Still continuing to go. You get Methvin a lead of 4 or 5 runs, and you really like the way that it takes the pressure off of her. Lady Eagles are at 3 right now. Can they have that big inning that they've had the last couple of games? Vadrine will rock back and fire this one. That one up and out of the zone. And back to the backstop, and Addie will make her way into second base. And that may very well do it here. That may be, and I think it's going to be a Fostering Community pitching change. So Vadrine, second visit here, we'll see. And it does. That's going to end the day for Vadrine. As she throws that one up and out of the zone. We'll take a break. It is a Fostering Community pitching change. We'll be right back right after this from 446 Sports.
Central Louisiana. This is your home for live sports action. From the field to the court, 446 Sports delivers the games you love with expert commentary and passionate coverage. Cheer for your favorite athletes and relive the moments that define our community spirit. Our sponsors keep us in the game. Together, we bring you the best in local sports coverage. Join the 446 Sports family today. Watch, cheer, celebrate. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. 446 Sports, where Central Louisiana comes to play.
Finishing up the warm-up pitches here, and we're going to try to get into our book and see who that is. Vadrine will be gone now. She's out. And Fontenot is in as the pitcher. You folks knew that at home because you knew who that was. I had to jump back into the game changer to get that. But, well, this is just a good thing that they were able to get out of it, Sacred Heart, in those first couple of innings, because this could have gotten really, really bad. But you like the way that this is going. And this is a time that through the lineup, you're getting hits, and it's not the same people every time, but the heart of that 2-3-4. You take Sawyer, and she's doing Sawyer things. She's 0 for 2 today. But I'm telling you, Drago, Davis, Giordano, Lyles, they continue to do work. And then you keep going down to Addie Wright because she just got the big base hit right there. So you make your way, and now Parati will stride in. I don't know that I don't know where the out is in this lineup. We're back. Fontenot now will step into the circle. There you get a look at the Sacred Heart pitcher now. Final day of the regular season, and what a ball game this one has been. Lady Eagles starting to flex a little bit here in the bottom of the third. They've played it 3 and just 1 down. This is Parati. That one up and out of the zone. 2 balls now with no strikes. The more runs they score, the louder they get in that dugout. That one off to the right side. It's going to be made, and that will get right over to third base. But they're 2 outs, and so Fontenot did exactly what you wanted her to do. And Mika Keogh will step in. Mika, right fielder for the Lady Eagles. Pretty much wherever you need her to be, she can go. Boy, that dust out here stirring up. Fontenot sails that one up high. 1 ball and no strikes to Keogh. Fontenot will rock back, deliver this one. That's a shot over to first base. Going to be handled, and that will retire the side. It looks like Guillory that's over there as Vadrine moved over to third there. But for the Lady Eagles, 3 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors, and 1 left on. They lead it 3-0. Coming back up in the bottom of for the top of the 4th when we come back.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe.
Back we go in the top of the fourth. Methvin now staked to a 3-0 lead. Couple of errors for Sacred Heart, and able to capitalize on them were the Lady Eagles in this one. So big inning for the Lady Eagles in this one. That's exactly what we needed in that one. And there's our girl. See, that just that gets the inning going just right. Methvin, a good inning, last inning out, 3 up, 3 down. She'll come back in trying to keep going. That's what you want, is a clean inning after this. It's Vadrine that stands in there, it looks like. Outer half misses, ball 1. Got quiet out here after that big inning. Folks settled into it just a little bit. That one fouled back and out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, it went from a lot of excitement, a lot of noise, to now some nervous energy out there. Lady Eagle fans wanting a clean inning. Sacred Heart fans anxiously wanting their Lady Trojans to get back into this and get some base runners. And this is the beginning of it, perhaps. 2-1 count to start things off. Coach went out there and settled them down, made the pitching change. That one smoked down the line. It's going to be gloved, and that's I'm not trying to tell you, Coach, that's how you do it, but no. See, and Coach Turner comes all right, and he knows that we were going to give him a little grief about that, and it just so happened that we were on that one. Oh, you can't be fun at the old ballpark. That one fouled straight back. And we'll repeat the 2 ball and 2 strike offering. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody down. Leadoff hitters Vadrine for this Sacred Heart team. Change up there, and that's off to the right side. Addie giving chase, but runs out of room just this side of that Lady Trojans dugout. Ooh, 2 ball, 2 strike offering again. They're out in center field of the baseball field. That's what's back there is Menard's baseball field. You can see the flag blowing in. It does the same here as we face the same direction, of course. So it is blowing in here as well. That one ground foul again. Brought to you by Addie's Chicken, Tatiana, that foul ball was. So there you go. That I told her we didn't have a sponsor for the ground foul. She said that her chicken, they've got a rubber chicken in there, kind of like the Raleigh Possum or whatever you want to have. But it got hit with a foul ball last night, and she didn't know if it'd be okay. Come to find out, it was just fine. And that's when we explained the fact that we needed something for our foul balls that were on the ground, that ground foul. And she said, just name it the Addie Wright Tatiana rubber chicken foul ball. It's like, that's tough, but we'll do it one time. So there you have it. Two balls, 2 strikes. Heck of an at-bat going on here from both sides of it. That one lifted up and out of play again, and they're going through softballs pretty quickly. Luckily, it's a small spot, and they get somebody on there. Jane Perotti, I saw going out there to get that one, so she'll bring it back in. Softballs and baseballs are pretty expensive. You see coaches out on them quick these days. That one poked out to center field, and that's just a good at-bat. Sawyer's going to play it in front of her. And that'll be a runner at first base. So tremendous at-bat, and that's exactly what you needed if you are Sacred Heart wanting to climb back into this. Just a 3-run lead. But between the pitching and the runs allowed, the way these schools don't allow a lot of runs, we told you that they're going to be working on them early on, and that was a tremendous, tremendous at-bat. Good looking pitch in there for the strike. Methvin starts out next batter 0-1, and the game changer phone has died, so we're out of luck with that one. Grant beats the Lady Trojans 3-0 in a big game over there. Goodness gracious. So Grant knocks off Alexandria in that one. Alexandria, number 2 seed, geared for the playoffs. Methvin rocks back, fires this one, and it's low. 2 balls and a strike now. Methvin chases that one back with a good looking strike, and that's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And you love the way that that Perotti gets the ball right back to her quickly. 0-2 here. Nobody outrunner at first is Vadrine. This is Ardoin at the plate. Misses just inside and low, and that fills things up at 3 balls and 2 strikes. If you're Sacred Heart, this is exactly what you wanted to do. You wanted to come out and answer the base runners. That one ground over to third base. Lyles is going to go to second with it, trying to turn it, not going to happen, as Ardoin was flying down the line, but that one was just too far over, too much to do on that one. But Lyles does get the lead runner, scored that out 5-4 on the putout. That's not the best you could have hoped for. You'd have liked to turn the double play, but I don't think it was made up characteristically to do that. So Ardoin is on the fielder's choice. That one is smoked. Now they'll turn it, spinning around, not going to get it to happen. But again, getting the lead runner, and hard ground balls are being handled there by the Lady Eagles and getting those lead runners, and that's just exactly what you want. Fontenot grounds into the fielder's choice, so she's 1 for 2 on the day with that fielder's choice, and Guillory will stride in, and I think they're going to certainly want to be careful with her. Somebody running around playing back there. So back-to-back fielder's choices, and Guillory strides in, who's 0-1 on the day. Started out at third base, and then made the move over to first base when Vidrine came out of the circle and moved over to third. So that's where you have her. So quickly 2 down, still a runner at third. And we talked about this is what Sacred Heart wanted when it was three balls, 2 strikes. An opportunity to get on base with a walk. You'd have had runners at first and second with nobody out. And now 2 ground balls later, there are 2 outs and a runner at first. Exactly what Kaylee Methvin wanted to do. Rocks back and fires this one up and out of the zone, and that's going to easily get the runner down to third. Second, one of those bases anyway. It's that one in between first and third, so I know it's got to be second. Will be a test later on that. Sun baking the brain a little bit tonight. Those of you that know me know it may have been that way all along. That one lifted high, fouled and out of play, and 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Or correction, 1 ball, 1 strike. Lady Eagles with an opportunity now to turn things over and get out of this here. Methvin looks in. Guillory, big time hitter for Sacred Heart though. Rocks back, delivers this one out in front of that one, and that changeup was perfect. Giving chase for it, but unable to get there is Drago. And let me tell you, if Drago can't get to a ball, it can't be caught. She can fly as fast as anybody on this field and get such a good jump. But how about the changeup that had Guillory fooled on that one? Way out in front of that one, and now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Be careful now. Methvin rocks back, fastball up and out of the zone, trying to get Guillory to chase one there. Hear the chatter behind now. People getting into this one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strike 3, fastball thrown right by Guillory, and Kaylee Methvin able to pitch out of that with some help of that defense there that was just so solid. So after 3 1/2, Lady Eagles lead this one 3-0. Due up in the bottom of the 4th when we come back.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Back getting ready to get things going here in the bottom of the 4th. That's Parker and Albanian. It'll be 9-1-2. So now Albanian, Shelton, and Drago due up in this one. And I'll stand by that on that miss by Drago a minute ago. If she didn't get to it, it's not going to get got to from where a fielder was at. She can fly. Drago leading things off. Now Albanian, she turns on one and sit back foul into the net, strike 1. Three to nothing lead here for the Lady Eagles, bottom of the 4th. Halfway home in this one. Stayed back on that one, but popped up and fouled over the net. So didn't stay back enough on it. Quickly behind 0-2 is now Albanian. Now, good piece of hitting right out to the left fielder. Going to pull that one in. And I'm telling you what, she just had that played perfectly over there because that ball was right to her anywhere else, and that probably gets down. But great work out in right field. And Sawyer Shelton now will stride to the plate. Shelton's 0 for 2 on the day. Very uncharacteristic of Sawyer. That just means she's due. Sawyer represents the leadoff of this lineup. Runs through strike 1. Well, the defense that inning fielded the ground balls like they needed to. That's the kind of plays that you like to see them make. Sawyer watches that one go down low, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Off to the side. Tatiana, ground foul. Quickly, 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Shelton. Watches that one off the plate. She sees that ball so well as it goes out. She gets such a good look at it. 2 balls and 2 strikes, as these slap hitters do. Look again now, getting the sign. Sawyer down on strikes she goes, and a tough night for the junior center fielder. And that's 2 up, 2 down. Belle Drago hit the ball as hard as anybody her last time up. right there, strike one. And again, you'd like to pick up one or two, scratch out a couple of more runs along the way. That one lifted down the line and foul near the tennis courts, and it bounces across the net and into the other service side of it. 15 love. 0-2 now to Drago.
2-strike approach, Val.
Charles over there talking something to the official. 0-2 quickly. Change up out in front, and Drago could not stay back on it. That was just a really, really good pitch. Down on strikes goes Drago. Back-to-back strikeouts for the Lady Eagles. And no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on. We have completed 4 in this one. The Lady Eagles lead it 3-0 when we come back. Back here we go in the top half of the 5th. Lady Eagles have been solid defensively, and that's what's kept this lead what it is. Kaylee Methvin has done her thing in the circle. That one smoked out over the head of Eddie Wright, and that's going to be a base hit. And that'll be a solid base hit. Thank you. Had the microphone down by the water, so you probably heard the drinking of the water that was going on, but needed that one. That dust and grass that had been mowed a little earlier, I think, got to me here. Runner at first base, and that was just a perfect hit right over the head of the first baseman, staying inside of that pitch and driving it over Wright's head. Methvin seemed to have had to have gotten a little bit better when she gets runners on. Bears down, Rocks throws this one in there. That one is to Lyles. They'll go over to first with it. Got to hustle in to third. Lyles unable to get back, and nobody was covering. And they'll hold up. Drago was coming in. You've got everybody over there, but that is just a tremendous piece of base running right here, seeing that nobody had come over to cover that. And so you've got a runner now at third base with one out. So the bunt was very effective. Little lapse on defense there and some heads up base running. Boy, you saw Drago all the way in on that one. Fastball in there for the strike. Top of the 5th, we play 3-0. Lady Eagles lead this one. Runner just 60 feet away, trying to square this away on his good work, and they'll go the other way with it, and that's going to be a double play. And that could not have worked out any worse for the Lady Trojans in that one. Bunt straight, not even up, but right on a line drive back to Methvin, and they did have third base covered up at that time. So a double play gets the Lady Eagles out of the inning. They'll come up the bottom of the 5th when we come back with this from our friends at ExploreAlexandriaPineville.com. You think there's nothing to do? Check this out. Emma Davis stepping into the box. They'll come out and talk about it. If you are Sacred Heart, you're talking about, we just got to have another clean inning, get back up there. We're starting to hit the ball well, but this defense has been just lights out. And, man, I sound like a broken record, but it has been that way the last 2 or 3 weeks. They have played such solid defense. Emma Davis now will stride in to get things going here in the bottom of the 5th. They'd like to put a couple across here, get it past that 4-run lead. Do that, you don't want a grand slam to beat you should it happen. That one along the bottom of the strike zone for strike 1. Nothing in 1 here. Davis has been solid all year. Out of the 2-hole, grounds that one. Solid at the plate, solid at second base, has done everything that Coach Brad Turney has needed of her for this program. She's looking down the barrel of an 0-2 right now. And that one is lifted out and foul. Emma does a good job of staying off of that changeup, and now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Emma stands in, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one down the line is not going to be there. And now go over and grab that. Quick toss back in. Coach Turney explained it to us that he didn't have that one, and he's not getting much love out of the dad section over there. Rocks back and fires a 1-2, up and out of the zone, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 6:45 on your Tuesday evening, the final evening of the regular season here, and this is a big ball game between these two. Number 5 and number 6 doing battle. Swung on and missed, that's good, high fastball, and down on strikes. Sophie Giordano strides to the plate now. She had a big RBI to get things going back in that 3-run third. Nobody on base. She's got an RBI. She's going to have to put it out here where I'm sitting. That went up and out of the zone. 1 ball and no strikes to Giordano. Oh, that good changeup, and way out in front of that. You saw it on your screen there, and 1 ball and 1 strike. Giordano with an RBI double on the day. Swung through that one too. Just unable to really get her focus on that, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Bottom of the 5th we play. That changeup up and way out of the zone, leaving things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 3, 4, and 0 for the Eagles, 0, 3, and 2. Those 2 errors back in the 3rd led to 2 of those runs. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Sophie. Sophie grounds that off of herself, and we'll replay the 2 ball, 2 strike offering. Big shout out to my buddy Sal, who takes care of his tween games on Saturdays and was Johnny on the spot with the fresh water there, so that helped out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sophie kind of off of herself, I guess, on that one, and over to first, and she's out and retired there. That was one of those weird ones that came off the bat, which lets you know she barely got contact on that good changeup. That changeup has just been solid. since she has came in and held this Lady Eagles team at bay. 2 outs in the 5th. Sacred Heart running out of outs, but, you know, we've talked about it, chip in a chair. That's what makes this game the greatest that there is. You don't have to have a lot of outs. You just have to have 1 left, and you can start rallies. And only a 3-run lead for Menard here. The way that defense is throwing, the way Kaylee is pitching, if you're Sacred Heart, you cannot think about giving up another run here. Bases empty, nobody on, nobody there, 2 outs. Kinsey straight back into the net where our camera is back there. We'll do it again, 0-2. Let me fix that just so we get everybody straight. Bottom of the 5th we play, 0-2, 2 down. Kinsey fouls that one straight back also. Well, that dugout just does not stop making noise. Defense going all the way back into the, I guess, the 2nd inning on that big diving catch, but there on those hard ground balls, that one lifted high. Back behind the plate, and it's made. Good work back behind the dish, and that will retire the side. 3 up and 3 down. And that's the outs that you want to make. You want to go up there and make one that maybe are a little bit difficult. You feel like you still want to wait, but that was a good pitch that was made. Top of the 6th coming. Sacred Heart trails by 3. We'll see what they have right after this from Jason Hawk.
We've all seen how quickly things can change. Everything from the world around us to the cost of things we use on a daily basis. That's why we all need someone in our corner to keep our family protected while still watching out for our pocketbook. I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. There's no better time than now to complete an insurance review to make sure you're properly covered and not paying too much. Whether it's in our office, at your home, or your place of business, let us help you find peace of mind. If you're in need of your insurance checkup, whether auto, home, or life, talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you.
Firehouse Subs just partnered with Hot Ones to create 2 new hook and ladder subs.
One with pickles marinated in Last Dab Reaper sauce to test yourself.
And a milder one with crispy garlic chips if tests aren't really your...
We're back to the Eagles' nest. Top of the 6th we play. Methvin is throwing the ball very well, and the defense is doing big things. She gets a little dirt. Drives that handoff, drops it, looks back at the defense, and we're ready to go here. 5:32 was first pitch. We're about an hour and 20 minutes into this one. That one in there for strike 1, and that lets you know that it is rolling along the kind of game that we thought it would be. Weren't going to be a lot of runs in that, and there have not been through 5 complete. Kaylee rolls that one up there, and that is ball and a strike. We had 3 softball games going for you tonight. Buckeye was playing Opelousas Catholic, another big matchup. Ash and Grant did battle. Big win for Grant out in that one. That one out of the zone, 2 balls and a strike. 3-0, I think, is what I saw in that one. Grant, Lady Cougars. Methvin will rock back and fire this one. Good looking pitch. It's in there for the strike, and that evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes here from Methvin. She'll rock back and deliver this one. Fouled straight back, and they'll redo it. Do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Methvin, you want to certainly come out here and get this leadoff hitter. You don't want anybody getting on base. That one to Giordano. She's going to go across the diamond. Got it in time. And good work by Sophie at shortstop for out number 1. Making the routine plays routine is what you want to do. She stayed down on that ground ball, was able to get it across to right, and that one lifted high, but Sophie going back. She's going to get out under it, and another 2 straight for Giordano. Get a good look at the senior there. And quickly, now 2 up and 2 down. It's plays like that that certainly help the pitch count stay low. That's a good looking change-up, and again, we've not seen a lot of those thrown by Methvin tonight, but when she's thrown it, they have been effective. And she's thrown a couple of them first strike just to get these big hitters of Sacred Heart off balance. 2 errors led to the runs back in the 3rd inning. And Methvin now 1 strike away from getting things over with here in the 6th inning. Methvin rocks back and fires this one up and out of the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sat and talked with a softball official last night for about an hour on some things that they're watching on these pitchers, on replants and things like that, and learned more than I knew that I didn't. That one is off to the right side and going to be foul and out of play. Get a look at that Sacred Heart dugout. They are fired up, ready to, I mean, they're every one of them up on the fence wanting something to get going here. That one down the line, coming up, unable to get to it is Keogh. She gave it a heck of an effort, but that ball rolls around under her. And they get it back in and hold it to a first, to a single. Solid base hit. You don't give that an error at all. Making a change here. Look like we've got a pinch hitter. Two outs here after a tremendous effort over in right field by Keogh. She was unable to squeeze that, but had a long run at it. She had to go a ways to get there and unable to do so. So a base hit there on 2 strikes. Methvin rocks back, fires this one right down the middle. A snap throw down, not in time. Sun starting to make its way down, and it has cooled off nicely out here. It is just a beautiful, beautiful evening for softball. Methvin rocks back and fires this one. It's lifted, foul and out of play. And quickly again, Methvin gets ahead of a hitter, 0-2. Kaylee looking to add a strikeout to her arsenal. We're going to have a play down at second base, and Kate says, I'll take care of things for you. Kate Parati. Just big time work by the Lady Eagles catcher. All smiles back there. Kate Parati continues to do work as you see the Lady Eagles make their way in to the dugout. We go to the bottom of the 6th when we come back.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe.
Addie Wright set to lead things off. She'll start it off from the left side. There you get a good look at the first baseman for the Lady Eagles. Lady Eagles put a couple together here and go out and shut them out in the top of the 7th and finish this regular season in fine fashion. That was taken for strike one. 3 more outs for the Lady Eagles now here to record defensively, but you'd like to put a run on the board here. Addie grounds it back to the pitcher, is going to fire over to first, and that will be 1 up and 1 down. The young lady that made that play behind the dish, Kate Parati, will stride in. Quickly, 1 up, 1 down. That one in there for strike one, upper part of the strike zone. Boy, that 3 runs by the Lady Eagles in the 3rd did it thus far, and we knew that would happen. That's why leaving those base runners on early was such a problem, because you knew you weren't going to get a lot of opportunities, and when they switch pitchers, the Lady Eagles have not gotten them. That one fouled back and into the net, and that's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Albanian would be next, I believe, or Keogh. No, Mika Keogh would be next. Karate watches that one go out of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one over towards first, and the play is made there. It's just been solid defense since that 3rd inning. The Lady Eagles quickly 2 up and 2 down. And there you see Mika Keogh stride in. Lady Eagles should get a bye and will be home for a couple of rounds on here. For 1 round anyway. That one, good shot out to second base. Play is made and over at first. 3 up and 3 down. Good work by Sacred Heart. They'll come up with their final 3 outs and needing to do something here just to keep this thing alive. We'll be back for the top of the 7th and your Lady Eagles. What does Coach Turney have for them? We'll see when we come back.
Central Louisiana. This is your home for live sports action. From the field to the court, 446 Sports delivers the games you love with expert commentary and passionate coverage. Cheer for your favorite athletes and relive the moments that define our community spirit. Our sponsors keep us in the game. Together, we bring you the best in local sports coverage. Join the 446 Sports family today. Watch, cheer, celebrate. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. 446 Sports, where Central Louisiana comes to play.
Back here in the top of the 7th we go. One last chance for the Lady Trojans. look at Kaylee there, who has been so solid, but this defense behind her, and she'll tell you that right away, that it's the defense that's done work. That one up and out of the zone, ball one. Shadow's not completely down yet on this one either, but it's getting close. That sun almost out of the sky. We're at the 7 o'clock hour, just past it at 7:03. First pitch in this one's 5:32, so we're an hour and 31 minutes in. That one misses outside, and the one thing that'll drive you the most crazy if you get up there and you have an issue a leadoff walk. You look into Methvin there, and she throws that one right down the pipe. Strike one, 2 balls and a strike. Good thing about this game is that if you do lose this one, you don't go home. The playoffs just start tomorrow. That one misses low and out of the zone. 3 balls and a strike. Expect both of these teams to be off in the first round without a doubt. They already secured their byes in their home games. It's just a matter of their second round opponent is on the line tonight. That one inside. And a runner at first. Kaylee gets the first pitch in there for strike one. Both teams will be back to the practice field tomorrow, getting ready for their bye week or their bye game and their second round. Byes don't last long. It's not like baseball where you've got 3-game series, so you're taking a little bit of time with it. They'll be back in action quickly. Both teams will be back in action at home, and we'll cover that home playoff game for you here. We'll be out here for that one. Whenever and whomever it shall be, we'll be right here. Swung on and missed, and down on strikes. And that's one out on the strikeout for Methvin. And Guillory now will make her way in. We've kept her in check pretty much all night. That one in there for the strike. Methvin, once she gets that first strikeout recorded in an inning, she usually fuels her just a little bit. Out in front of a changeup there, and that's going to roll around here. Drago will go out and get that one. And quickly, 0-2 again here. 0-2 to Guillory. Methvin rocks back, fires this one up and out of the zone, ball one. 1-2 offering, swung on and missed, and down she goes. 2 down in the top of the 7th. And the Lady Eagles just one batter away, but trying to prevent that here and keep this inning alive. That one taken inside for ball one. Sacred Heart down to their final out here in the top of the 7th. Doug Gann with 446 Sports. It has been a pleasure being a part of this one. Not saying it's over by any means, but just wanted to let you know that it has been a lot of fun. Methvin will rock back. That one over to second base. Davis has it in time, and that's going to do it. and they'll walk off with the win. Will the Lady Eagles. Emma Davis and the defense securing there. That is a big-time win. Just have to hold your water, though, and don't get too wound up about it, because there's a good chance they'll meet back up in the playoffs. These are two really, really good teams. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night as this puts a cap on the regular season. Join us tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on all of our social media channels for our bracket preview show, The Dash for Frash, as we look at all the teams and everybody heading there. We'll talk to coaches all around the Pelican State. That's why we call it the Pelican Sports Report. What an evening it has been. The Lady Eagles win. The Lady Eagles win 3-0. They do that. What a game it was here, and that it should move them into 5th place in the standings. I think St. Fred's is lurking there at 2nd or 3rd, but here come those Lady Eagles, and we'll see them there. And what a tremendous effort by those ladies, and they have come out and won a big one in here, and the dancing is on. How did you not figure that and Abby Claire there by herself? They've left her there, but that's all right. Great work. Kaylee Methvin comes in and does everything that she needs to do. That big 3rd inning was something else. We'll leave it right there and let them talk to Coach Turney, and we'll see him slide in. Take nothing away from Sacred Heart. This was just one of those games that got away from them in that 3rd inning. The bottom of the 3rd did it, but what a game for the Lady Eagles on there. See if I can get over into Game Changer with this. I don't know that I can. I'd like to try to do that and give you a little bit of a recap while still we can, but I don't think that I have that on here. The other one died on us, but nope, we can't get into it. So what a night that it has been, though. 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, and that was a tough error to give. I don't know if I agree with that one. No runs, 3 hits, 2 errors. So all 3 of those runs in the 3rd, I believe, were unearned there. And coaches will start to make their way. And this is what we're waiting on here, is the slide on in. Coach Turney comes in, sliding in. Coach Hunter comes in, sliding in. And no Coach Charles in there. But a little bit of a gritty out of it. They're celebrating a big one in here, an end of a regular season, and what a tremendous regular season it was. High fives all around. Guys, stay tuned for the Bracket Reveal Show tomorrow night, and we'll let you know where the Eagles are going, the Lady Eagles, and we'll let you know when we're going to be out here covering and for whom they shall be playing. Guys, it's been wonderful. I am Doug Gann. Tremendous regular season here, and it is time for the Dash for Frash. It's underway. Regular season in the books. I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.